and welcome to the Passenger Seat Podcast, a podcast designed to fill your passenger seat with chat about classic cars, all recorded from my 1968 Morris Minor Peggy. I'm Becca, and today we're going to be looking at some of the interviews that I conducted at the Morris Minor Owners Club National Rally a few weekends back. Had the opportunity to talk to three fantastic members of the club who have been coming along to national rallies for some years now. Got various experiences of coming along, various distances that they've been coming along, and different cars that they all own. And I wanted to kind of just capture their experiences of Morris Minor ownership, their experiences of coming to national rallies, and what in particular they really enjoyed about a national rally. So first up, we've got David from Northern Ireland. Then we've got Fred from Chesterfield, and then we have got Reese, who'd come down from Scotland. So a real mix of where they've come from, and also a real mix of what they enjoy about national rallies. So I hope you enjoy hearing from them all, and I'll catch you at the end. So we're joined by David McCullik here in his lovely low-light Tourer that you've brought over from Northern Ireland, as you often do. Yeah. It's been all over recently, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've been using it quite a bit, and I've had it probably about 7 or 8 years now, and it's been on the road about the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So enjoying travelling, especially with the roof down in this kind of weather.
Yeah, it's perfect for this. It's the weather's held off just right for you guys.
Just been perfect.
And you guys came over on the Thursday on the ferry.
The night ferry on Thursday, and that got us into Birkenhead at 6:30, and then totaled up about 140 miles to here, using mostly A roads and staying off the main roads.
Yeah.
And a couple of stop for breakfast and a stretch stop.
And how do you find using one of these older cars for long distance journeys like that?
I think as long as you prepare the roads and try and stay off the fast motorways, side roads, A-B roads are all perfect.
Yeah.
And you can take your time, but I find driving this at much more than about 45, it just feels, it's a standard 918 side valve. More than 45, it's quite stressed and it's over revving.
Yeah.
Whereas I'll have other minors, and 1098 will cruise happily 55 plus.
Yeah.
And so it's safe enough on the motorway.
Yeah. And what is it about the low light that you wanted one?
Well, I have another low light saloon which I got in 2007, and at the time it was just like I wanted one because I'd never had one.
Yeah.
I've always driven a Morris Minor, like right from got my first one when I was 15, and I wanted the low light just because there was very few in Northern Ireland. At that stage there was hardly anybody using them, and like now we've got 10 on the field today.
Yeah, there's a good showing of them this year.
It's good to see so many getting resurrected and put back on the road.
Yeah. And so what other minors have you got now?
Well, I use a 69 Trafalgar Blue 2-door every day. I've had that right back from...
All the best people use 2-door Trafalgar Blues every day.
You're not anybody unless you've got a 2-door Trafalgar Blue.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I have a Series 2 Traveller. It's Clarendon Grey. I've had it probably about 20 years as well. And then the black low light saloon, and then this one. And then I have 2 pre-war cars, because once I got used to driving slow side valves,
yeah,
the jump to pre-war wasn't such a big jump, and I got a 36 Austin 10 Sherborne and a 32 Morris 10.
Properly in deep then with the cars.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's using all your annual leave because you've been all over in all of them.
Yeah, this year I've been to a Morris Register trip in Wales, been to MOT France a trip with the Austin 7 Club of Ulster to Donegal here, and then we're hoping to go to the Morris Register as well.
Yeah. Keeping them all busy, and you've got to keep them fairly, so it'll be different cars going to all of these sorts of things, I suppose.
Yes, well, the Series MM at Sewell, I'll hopefully take my MM Saloon to that.
Yeah.
So, although we haven't quite decided, Paddy lives in France, and it's cheaper for him to come from France than it is for us to come from Northern Ireland. So he might bring his car.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many national weekends have you been to now, do you reckon?
Oh, more than 20.
Yeah.
The first one I came to was Blenheim in '98.
Yep.
Then I missed a couple of years, and then I think I've probably been nearly every year since, except the COVID years, because it was a one-day event. It wasn't worth
it.
Wasn't worth coming.
And so, what is it about national weekends that makes it worth such a big trip to you guys?
It's as good as Christmas.
It's Morris Minor Christmas. That's a good way of putting it.
I know, it's like with some of my mates that we're coming over, we'll have a daily countdown. It's like so many days, or starting in the weeks and going into the days.
You need to buy yourself an advent calendar in December and save it for kind of the end of May, ready to count down.
But yeah, it's always great fun, and there's a group of us come together. We camp together, and we travel down together.
Yeah.
Know each other so well. It's always great fun.
And it's nice to have a group of you to kind of do that sort of thing together, because you all help each other out if there's an issue. Yeah. It's more fun on the ferry and all of that sort of stuff.
And then you get to know so many people around at the shows over the years, and you spend so long talking to people and catching up.
So you've hit the auto jumble. Have you had much luck in getting Series MM parts, or? Yeah,
did quite well. There was a chap with a pound stall.
Yes.
Clearing out, got loads of stuff from him, including a carburetor for a $5, Series MM carburetor.
That's very good.
Well chuffed. And then the most ridiculous purchase of the weekend is the gramophone.
Yes. And you've got one at home that doesn't work, but you heard this guy playing it on the auto jumble, and you were like, oh.
And it played the entire record. Mine only played like half a record, and then you need to wind it again.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a winter project to clean it all up. So.
Nice. And then be back with more records next year to have a party in the campsite. Well, thank you very much for chatting.
No problem. Thank you.
Have a lovely rest of the national weekend.
Thank you.
I'm joined by Fred Baker, who sat in his son Elliot's car, because unfortunately your car's in need of some work on brakes, so you've come in your modern this
yes,
time.
The first time ever. So really, it's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to bringing it. It's the first time we do the National for 2 years, because I've been so busy with everything else. So but we'll get it done. Elliot tried to help me do a quick fix, but otherwise, we'll be there. I think I've got a few more jobs to do on it.
Yeah. And how long have you had yours?
The Traveller I've had since about 2009, I think it was.
Yeah.
That particular Traveller. I mean, I had a Traveller I rebuilt. Had to put cider wood in about 40 odd years ago. Longer than that now. And that was my regular car, using it then back in the sort of early 80s.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I had to let that go when I was busy on tour with the band. I had to leave it, and another friend had it and restored the rest of it. So I've had Morris's and worked on them from being young. So always knew with the family and everything else. And I enjoyed it, and always wanted the one that was I suppose what we call the Mark III, which is with a 1275 engine and everything all done in it. And one day my wife Birgit said, "Oh, there's this one come up, and it's it's got the 5-speed box and it runs on LPG and all this stuff." I thought, all right, and everybody was after it, But luckily that was it. We got hold of it and had it ever since,
How do you find running it on LPG?
If you've got the ignition and everything really good, it runs fine, and all the gaskets and everything have got to be up to standard. And the engine's got to be, anyway, able to run on unleaded fuel, so the valve seats and everything's all got to be done. But mainly it's run really good. It's just getting harder to find now, but we've got a giant tank in it anyway, so where I can do it, I fill it up, and we mainly use it on really long runs
Yeah.
anyway.
Because you've taken it overseas and stuff.
Yeah, we
haven't
took
you?
it back to my wife's area in Germany, Birgit's area, and it was great. We spent some time around Cologne, Bonn, Western Forest, and all that. It was great a few years back, and it did amazingly then. But yeah, it's the usual things you get, having to get the clutch sorted out and stuff on them, because unfortunately that Morris Minor centre one's not brilliant. They said they've had problems with them wearing slightly off centre with the
Yeah.
5-speed. So luckily at the time, A Series helped us out and did some work and got a clutch that worked on there. So it's got a diaphragm one in it. It's great.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference. So there we are. Somebody fiddling about.
And how long have you come into national weekends?
Oh crikey! Let's see. Since I think over many years, on and off.
Yeah.
Because I think I've been in the owners club right from pretty much since I got all of it. I think. Yeah, it must
Yeah.
have been since then. Yeah. But I've always enjoyed all the different rallies. They're particularly big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we try to get what other events we can. Of course, Elliot now with this, he's doing all sorts of tactics. Yeah. And we just enjoy the whole thing of it and the enthusiasm.
What is it about
There's-
like national weekends that makes you keep coming back?
Sometimes seeing the amount of different stuff as well. Like, I love the really old cars. The old Morrises and Wolseys and stuff
Yeah.
like that as well. But I like everything to do with the Morrises really, because I know the history of it. I tend to obviously go for the more modified stuff because I want stuff that can kind of run.
Yeah.
That's why I like ours. And the same with Elliot. He's gradually upgraded this and keeps at it. Doing more as you do. There's
Yeah.
always something.
What
it
was
makes a
your
difference.
thoughts about when Elliot decided he wanted a Morris Minor?
We thought, in a way, well, go for it. This one came from Simon SGM, one that he just picked up, so he didn't know everything about it, but we got it, and obviously it got an old engine and gearbox, and we used it for a bit. In fact, Elliot, I don't know how they always said how he drove it was incredible
Yeah.
with all the things he went everywhere with it, but luckily he's had it all upgraded, at Millennium, so this is great. This one is with a
Yeah.
1275 engine and what's
Five
the name, 5-speed,
speed
but it's got a
and
fast change, and so it's really quite quick. It's good,
Yeah.
But so love them all right from the very beginning. The first low lights and stuff. I know
Yeah.
Elliot loves that. But I think also what's great is what you do with the young owners. I think we've always enjoyed meeting up with everyone. There's enthusiasm for the cars, so I think hopefully into the future people keep them preserved and
Yeah.
running in some shape or form. So no, it's just great to see. That's one of the things we love to see, that everybody's still developing the cars and
Yeah.
keeping them going, and you get the trials and tribulations with them when,
Absolutely.
like anything, let you down. But out of a lot of classics, I suppose one of the better ones that you can generally be more reliable and usable.
Yeah. And what's like one of your best memories that you've made with a Morris Minor? Was it a big trip or an event, or even just working on one, like something that you think really fondly about?
Obviously I enjoyed sort of working on them as well. That's part of the thing, and the pleasure you get when everything's okay. But you get the annoyances as well, that things that you can't fix a bit like that. But that's part of it, really.
Yeah.
And patience is a great virtue sometimes. But like with anything. But events travelling anyway, it's just such an amazing vehicle to travel. We've, as I say, been to Europe and right up into Scotland and everywhere with it and round, and it's done jobs. Our travel has been carting things. We used to have lots of old chickens when we had a small hole in things, and prize things, taken with a trailer to market, and taking the old vintage trailer tent as well, like we'd do to an event like this, is always great fun with it. But some of the fantastic trips we've had and met everybody everywhere, and look, it goes so well normally that you can really enjoy the mileage just as much as a modern car, really.
And what do you find the reception is when you take one over to like Germany or whatever?
Oh, it's incredible. People look at it, they're amazed by it when they see it, But even just in our own town or anywhere you go, and it's amazing with a car. I suppose they never see a car with wood on it. When we took it to events, and all these little kids go to it and they can't believe it's half made of wood.
Yeah. I still can't. It seems like a crazy idea to have had.
It
Especially
is.
when it's structural. But
Well,
you know, what can you do?
Keeping on top of it,
Yeah.
So for me, the Morrison, I mean, I've got other interests, old bikes and things as well, all sorts of classic stuff. But it's between me as a musician, being away and touring, doing like, it's really nice to get back to something that really else enjoying that. And actually, with Elliot, we've got a great sort of network of people and,
Yeah.
and stuff together. So it's another kind of thing that took off. I couldn't believe it. The other thing is for Elliot, starting with a Morris, it's one of the first things you can get. You can join, run as a youngster and get the insurance and everything.
Yeah, a lot of them have been able to get insurance cheaper and more reasonable on something like this than they would.
And even
on
a modified one like this is still not too bad. It's surprising. I thought, they're going to bump it up too much, but the companies with have been okay. So I think for young people, and if you're really interested in driving, well, that's the other thing. I mean, Elliot's done all his advanced Pass Plus and everything. And because he came here to the present site when he did his young drivers training when he was about 14.
Yeah.
And with one of the insurance company, was it Swinton? I can't remember which one it was now. Admiral, that was it. And they had this young drivers thing, and he got him driving really young, and that was it. And he wanted a classic, so trying to find one was hard at the time.
Yeah.
There's either a glut of them, or you can't get your hands on them. And this was one that came up. This one that Simon at SGM at the Morris place in Chesterfield at Unston made him off, and that was it. Went from there, and then we gradually worked on it and got things done, and kept on to it. So it's really happy that he's got it now and it's doing stuff. There's still things he's got to get sorted here and there, I think.
Yeah, but he's enjoying it, like yourself, enjoying your one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. So I love them. They're just great as I've seen them. Well, friends always had them as well when we were younger. And what have you, and just great for taking stuff around, particularly traveller. It used to be really good for all the equipment.
How have you found like the tank affecting like your load space, because the LPG tank
it does
in the
take
back?
a bit, but you can put things around it. Actually, cool stuff. It keeps it cool in the summer in particular. But a bit of clever packing. And obviously, you can't get it down to flatbed like you would do because you've got a bit of a hump in the back, but you can still get quite a lot in it.
Yeah.
So because it was the past owner, obviously, who converted it and did all the engine and gearbox, the whole thing, which has been great. And it run really clean, quite from an energy point of view. It's quite low emissions. I think some cars in Europe, even classics, they make them running on gas to go into cities and things like that. Some of the places. So I was already done with ours, but I haven't had to worry too much so far with it. It's all been good.
That's good to hear.
So that's just the thing now with the gas. It's some places stopped doing it on the main roads and motorways and that. But all over Europe, it's still a big thing. In Holland and Germany. But
that's good.
We'll wait and see till we get a chance to do the next trip again. I think Elliot wants to do a trip with this one.
It's due a big one, isn't it? Although it did very well around Northern Ireland.
I
mean,
that was it looked like a fantastic trip. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the stuff about it. But I saw the great pictures you put up, which is great. That's the other thing. I think they do one of the best motor magazines, the Owners Club. It's one of the best, packed with all sorts of good stuff, information and that. And what your articles and everybody else, particularly on Go, it's great to have a really good, section in there. So I always try and catch up with it every time I can. And So great stuff.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the National Weekend.
Yes, I think we will do. Thanks.
Okay, so we're joined by Reese Yeadon, who has come down from Scotland this weekend. You're part of the Scottish branch.
Yep.
But you've not come in your Morris Minor this weekend, but you have bought kind of parts of a Morris Minor in an interesting form. Tell us a bit about your little kind of beast.
So, in 2019, the Owners Club hosted a downhill race at Kelmarsh.
Yeah. And
as part of that, we built, while I was still in the Manchester branch, we built a trike out of a bonnet from a 1000. My mate Jack had gone slightly too fast round a corner and crashed his car through a tree, so it left us with a bent bonnet. So we decided to base the trike off of that, So we competed at the event, we won the event. The only one that was really close was the Beardmore brothers with their Brid bin. And when we got back to Manchester, the boss who'd let us build it in the garage was very happy that we beat the Beardmores, because his car originally was built to compete against them. So he was really happy that we beat them. And then past couple of years we've had it just at various other events, Manchester Branch, Rally, and then after last year's national we'd had it going down a couple of the hills. Took it back to Scotland and then decided that we were going to make it electric so it could move about under its own power, because we were fed up of pushing it about the place. So it's now a 350 watt electric bike motor in the front wheel, with twin Ryobi batteries for running it, so just normal drill batteries to take it up to the 36 volt required for it to run. So it's pretty decent. It's quite nippy. Across the rough ground that we've got here, it's not as fast, but it's still good fun.
And you've had it out on like the roads, and you took it on the motorway.
So we took it down the M96, which is a bit of an unusual thing to do with such a home built contraption. You don't think you're ever going to take it down a motorway. But very interesting,
And it gets people talking and stuff.
It? Like everywhere you take it, you're constantly turning heads and people are asking, and then a lot of the time people think it's really cool, and then it's not until you drive past them and they go, oh, it's up on it, and then you're then stuck talking to them for 5 minutes to tell them the whole story about how it came to be. So
But you do have a Morris Minor.
Yep. So I've got a 1968 1000, which is Trafalgar blue and many other colours. Anybody that knows it off of Instagram, Candice Marie 1098, will have seen the patchwork quilt that she is. That was more just because the panels were free. So when I first got her back on the road, she was my grandpa's car for 14 years. I then got her when she'd failed her MOT, and I was doing an apprenticeship at Morris Minor Millennium. And basically Paul had said all the panels that were going in the bin because they were slightly rusty, or I think the back wings are fiberglass, that sort of stuff. So he said I could have them all for free, and that saved me a few £100 when I was 18 and didn't have any money to do that. But she's been off the road a couple of years now. The engine was burning oil really badly. We did, I think it was 6 litres coming from Manchester to Glasgow. So just over 200 miles and 6 litres of oil. So after that it was like, right, okay. So we bought a modern van, and then I've been planning on getting her into a garage ever since, but then bought a house, and life's got in the way so far. But the engine's currently getting rebuilt at Millennium. They owe me a favour, so getting that done there.
Nice.
So yeah, it's good.
So hopefully maybe next year you'll be back in a moggy.
Hopefully. I mean, we're planning on, now that she's off the road, doing like a full respray and everything, because like the bodywork, although it was always a good style, and it meant I could take it anywhere. It's now got to a point where you then start neglecting the rust that starts appearing, and then obviously eats into your chassis, and then you're back doing, like, there's panels on it now that need replaced that were only 6 years old, you know, and they're completely rusted out of it now. So go back through and actually do it properly this time.
Nice. So big long project.
Yeah, definitely. And then once we've got that done, Hazel's car as well needs some love. She's got a 1971 Trafalgar Blue 2-door as well, that we're needing to do a bit of welding on. It's only done 3,000 miles from new.
Gosh.
We bought it pretty much sight unseen off a Gumtree. It was down in Swindon.
Yeah. And
the old boy that had advertised it wasn't advertised well. It was on as minor project on Gumtree, so barely anyone was looking at it. He had it advertised for £400, and Hazel had said, we're coming down from Scotland. And he went, all right, okay, if you're coming all that way, I'll give it you for 350.
Nice.
So we got there, and it wasn't until we started looking around it, we're going, everything in it's mint. It's got its original carpets that haven't been worn through by the seats, original pedal rubbers. You just start looking around it and go, oh no, that is a genuine mileage, and it's not been on the road since 1990, so it was only on the road for 19 years. So it's been off the road a lot longer now than it was ever on the road.
Wow.
Which is mental.
Yeah. And you've been coming to national weekends for a while, both kind of in your car and not. What is it about national weekends that make you come and do such a big distance? I think mainly it's the people. I mean, you see the cars all the time. I mean, when I used to work at Millennium, most of the cars that you'd be seeing here, you'd either have worked on or knew who owned them and all that sort of stuff, But then you come and, it's all the people that you don't see all the time, especially now that I'm in Scotland. The Manchester branch, you come down and see them here, like Ruth and like David Ward and all those sort of people, all the
other branches as well, like South Cheshire. We know quite a few people
Yeah.
there, Anthony Murray, all those sort of people. So it's nice to come down and actually see everyone all in one event. And there's a lot to do across a weekend, which makes it worth the drive.
Yeah.
You know, and especially like even when you're back at the campsite, you know, spending it with the young members is always really fun. You know, and the connections you make is just amazing.
Absolutely. Have you got any particularly special memories that you've made with your Morris Minor over the years?
Mainly, like when I was still living in Manchester, Hazel's from Cullen up in the Highlands, and near enough every month I'd drive from work on the Friday up to Hazel's house, 265 miles one way, and then back, you know, so within a year, you know, I was doing like 15,000 miles, you know, just constantly going up and down the motorway, all that sort of stuff, but just going everywhere. One of the best things we ever did, out on the Isle of Mull, there's like a little farm track all the way down to one of our friends' house.
Yeah.
And he drives like a Land Cruiser, you know, like a proper off-roader. And we took the car all the way down there, you know, expecting him to be really surprised. When we got there, he went, oh God, it must be about 30 years since I've seen a miner down here. Turns out they used to have one, and they used to commute all the way down the farm track. But, you know, it's like 7 miles of gravel tracks and like just bumpy rocks and everything. So we thought, oh, we'll be the first one down here.
Roads,
no.
Those sorts of roads don't get better over time. So
no,
even if it was
definitely
30
not.
years ago that he had a moggy down there, it's not going to be as nice when you made it down.
Yeah, it was interesting in some bits. It was me and Hazel in the car, and there was bits where we couldn't get up hills because there was just no grip. So Hazel then had to jump in the back and bouncing away, you know, to try and actually get some grip on the back wheels. So it was interesting, but great fun.
Like a VSCC trial. But
yeah,
for a
yeah, exactly.
Minor. Oh my goodness. And what is it about Morris Minors that you kind of keep coming back to and you keep enjoying?
I mean, it all started out with my grandpa. Like I say, my car was his car, so he'd bought it as just a cheap runabout to get to and from work, and then we used to take it to car shows. We used to take it to the Manchester Branch Rally, and out of all of the grandkids, I was the only one that really took a big interest in them. Always liked classic cars anyway. We used to go to a lot of steam fairs and all that sort of stuff, but they're just lovely little cars, and they're so easy to work on. And then obviously growing up in Manchester, having Morris Minor Millennium just round the corner, we then went in there. I did my work experience there, and then went on to do an apprenticeship there. So, you know, then got to know everything there is to know about them. So, you know, it's like better the devil you know, I suppose.
Yeah,
you know, once you know it all, you know, you might as well, you know, use it. And you know, I love being able to go around and help people, you know, when they've got like random questions. How do you take that thing off? You know, how do you do this thing? You know, I love that sort of stuff. So they're just great little cars, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, fantastic. And thank you very much for giving us a bit of your time.
No, thanks for having me.
The rest of your weekend.
You too.
So it was great to have the opportunity to chat and hear from a few members of the Morris Minor Owners Club. It was fantastic to kind of get that opportunity to capture their experiences over the weekend and of weekends previous. And I hope you enjoyed hearing from them too. But that's it for this week. So thank you ever so much for listening. Drive safely and happy motoring.